Okay, Fallout 4, the ShipBreaker Part 2. Okay, so this is my second video doing the ShipBreaker, and I'm out at the Echo Lumber, and I completed the quest where the little Bertha sends you out here to turn this place into a settlement. And it wasn't the first time through, wasn't much long before being out here that the ShipBreaker side quest came up. Excuse me. So this time it hasn't come up, and I've been out at the Echo Lumber Company multiple times, saved it there, went off, reloaded, and it just hasn't popped. And I'm like, I'm still very much early in the game as far as I have not even opened up the Brotherhood, and I'm not at the Institute yet. And I'm starting to wonder if any of that was related to this quest. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to keep playing the add-on and just whatever happens, happens. There's so many different things about this ShipBreaker. It's tough. It is kind of on the random side. So, like I said, I just decided to go off and do that now. I've been at the visitors park here. It's the last settlement where you go. The Mitch guy asked you to come out here and check out his uncle, and I came out here to kind of work on it, and then all of a sudden this ShipBreaker just pops up. A lot of videos show that the ShipBreaker kind of mostly spawns in the center, in the swamp area. In my first video on the ShipBreaker, I told you I was up at the Dalton settlement, and it spawned up there, and it was very possible the ShipBreaker might have been up there. I don't know. All I know is when I left and came back, the marker was gone, and so I reloaded the game and continued playing it, and then it eventually popped up. Okay, the little dialogue between Longfellow and that will not pop until you actually talk to a settler. I was waiting for this guy to walk down. I was like, whoa! He just walked into a landmine, and I was going to reload to get the landmine out of there, but he's still up. He's hobbling, and then pretty much it's the same dialogue from the first video.
We think she might
I don't know if you've ever heard of this ShipBreaker. Longfellow's been after him for a long time.
For years, but so far she's been too wily to catch.
She's back, eh? Good. Maybe this time I can finally take her down.
How do you know this thing is nearby?
Old Longfellow eventually noticed that when this monster is close, radios go kinda haywire. He calls her ShipBreaker. Been tracking her for years, but so far she's been too wily to catch.
She's back, eh? Good. Maybe this time I can finally take her down.
I've never heard of this ShipBreaker.
Haven't heard of her yet? The biggest and meanest fog crawler on the island. Wiliest one, too. He calls her ShipBreaker. Been tracking her for years, but so far she's been too wily to catch.
She's back, eh? Good. Maybe this time I can finally take her down.
Just tell me how to find this ShipBreaker and I'll take care of her.
Well, it may not be as simple as all that. Old Longfellow's been tracking this beast for years, and he's never gotten her yet. Maybe you'll have more luck. At least he's figured out a way to tell when she's in the neighborhood. If you tune the radio on that fancy Pip-Boy of yours to the right frequency, you'll pick up a strange squealing sound when she's nearby. Longfellow says it has something to do with the radiation she gives off after so many years in the fog.
Yo, man, you need a stim pack? You're looking a little rough there. Alright, so talk to Longfellow again.
Hey.
Make it quick, will you?
Hi.
New orders, Captain?
I hear that you've been trying for years to track down an ancient fog crawler?
That's right. ShipBreaker, I call her. A wily old beast. I put all the harbormen on the lookout for her. Like they said, you could use a radio to tell when she's nearby.
I didn't really understand how you can track this fog crawler with a radio.
Well, it started when I noticed people's radios weren't working right when I was checking out a sighting of her. Figured out quick it was more than a coincidence. Couldn't say what the radios are picking up from her, but it's something. Maybe all them years she spent in the fog are causing her to give off a signal that interferes with radio waves. The why of it don't much matter to me. What does matter is that it works.
No time like the present. Let's find her.
Lead the way. She won't slip away this time.
Okay, so after the little dialogue with Longfellow, and that first time I figured, he named the ShipBreaker. I just figured this thing was taking out ships. And the first time I counted, he's kind of in the swamp area where no ship could really ever get to. But this one, he's out on the ocean, northern part of the ocean, and there is some wrecked ships there. Kind of makes sense that this thing would be in an area where it could take out some ships. But nevertheless, basically the signal's up, and starting to head in a direction. I see that the signal's getting weaker, so I turn around and head in another direction. And I got my trusty spray and pray. This weapon has been instrumental in any type of hard boss that might come along. It doesn't really matter what it is. The only time this weapon is not really the weapon to be using is when you come into a settlement that is being under attack. If you happen to hurt any other settlers with this thing, the settlers will become violent to you, and then you'd have to kill off the settlers, which kind of defeats the purpose of setting up a settlement. And that just happened to me the other night. I went into an area to defend it, and then I was like, okay, so I had to reload and come back and then switch to a different weapon. Okay, so along the shoreline here, we got a couple down ships, and as I'm making my way, the signal's getting stronger. And off in the distance, I see a little something out there. Okay, that's the ShipBreaker. Alright, so either will something kind of get jacked up and get ready for this fight. And, I don't know. I never really actually tried taking this thing on with anything other than the spray and pray. If this thing's running up on you, there's very little cover out here to kind of run around or whatever. I mean, with each hit of the spray and pray, you see his health go down pretty good, and then he starts running up. Like, damn, he's going after Longfellow, and then he's like, no, he's coming after me.
Hey,
What's eating you?
Hey, got a sec?
Just say what you need and it's as good as done.
You can rest easy now that ShipBreaker is dead.
Don't know about resting easy, but it's one less thing to worry about. Funny thing is, happy as I am that she's gone, I think I'm gonna miss her in a way. Walking in the fog will be a bit less interesting now. But I don't have to wonder if she might be lurking behind the next rock. Kept me on my toes, she did. For that, I'm grateful, in spite of the sorrow she visited on the island. Here, you may as well have my trusty old harpoon gun. I was saving it for delivering the killing blow to ShipBreaker. But now you should have it.
Okay, I got Longfellow's perk a long time back, but I kept him as a companion just till I got the ShipBreaker done. I didn't want to leave him somewhere and then be jumping around the map. Once the ShipBreaker thing pops up, I pretty much go right to it. That's why I kind of kept him as a companion. And now that I got the ShipBreaker done, I'm going to pretty much put him back at his homestead, and that's that.